currently on a free trial. So to explore the platform, this is the homepage. It opens up to essentially a ChatGPT-like AI chat box. You can generate questions here, and then you can create projects, discover apps, create an app, and it shows your recent projects down here. On the sidebar here, you can see projects, apps, and Jasper IQ. If you go to Jasper IQ first, so this is kind of helping you build your brand identity. So you build your brand voice, who your audience is, knowledge base, and it does all this by what you give it. So you can give it your current content, so it can build a brand voice based on what your content already is showing. You can give it other company information, so really the content it creates will be accurate and very relevant to your company. And it does that for all these. There's also style guide and visual guidelines. So if we go to projects, I already started a project called Glow Garden, which is my made-up skincare beauty brand. And this is what the Canvas platform looks like. So first off, you have this Jasper AI chat box where you can ask it to do anything, basically anything, any type of content creation application here. Here is the chat, the apps, search, and create. So I already created two content pieces. I created a newsletter and a blog post. And it writes these based off kind of some content you've already given it, so it knows your brand voice and it uses that brand voice. I created a brand voice and called it Glow, and I did that by importing content that ChatGPT wrote for me just so that I had example pieces. So it created a brand voice based off that content, and that's Glow. And then you can also add your audience and the language here. And so that's how it wrote these. So this is the newsletter. This, it's very similar to ChatGPT in a sense, that kind of output it gives, but it's more tailored based on what you give it. And then this on the right is a blog post. That's how long it is. I'm pretty sure that it does the correct amount of words that you want, uses the right keywords, and it uses data to write these. And again, it's draft, you can edit it, and you can do all of that. Now to go in the applications to see what else Jasper AI can do. So this is all of the applications, and you can filter it and find out exactly what you're looking for. It also breaks it down into a more detailed breakdown here. So by marketing function, you can read all of these. We can open up a couple just as an example. Product marketing, this is everything that relates to product marketing and what you should be building content on. It has content type, funnel stage, and content process. So kind of when you should be planning each piece of content, when it should be being released. So if we go back to all, there's a lot of applications and a lot of different ways to do things. So Jasper AI at its core is a content creation tool. You can see that here. It has a lot of uses. It has social media marketing. This may not relate to Blue Mountain necessarily, but for a lot of maybe more B2C companies, it has a lot of things that'd be really useful, like social media, email campaigns, product descriptions, brand voice. I feel like that's very B2C kind of companies would use a lot of that. Blue Mountain may not use as much, things like this, but I think for Blue Mountain specifically, it can help produce the blog post, white papers, case studies, email sequences. It can, it can do LinkedIn ads. Let me see if I can find the LinkedIn. It can do LinkedIn ads, LinkedIn articles, media pitch email. So it has so many capabilities. It also can do search engine optimization, which a lot of the other tools I've been looking at can do. But I would say that Jasper AI kind of combines the content creation and search engine optimization aspects all into one tool. I think that it's really effective for, content consistency, to scale content. For Blue Mountain, I know it's important to get a lot of content, blog posts, webinars out there. I think in that sense, Jasper AI would be really helpful. There's so many different capabilities it has. That being said, I don't know, I don't think you need all of these applications and would use them all. But it's super interesting. And then there's also this workspace apps. This is if you upgrade to the business subscription, but it helps create custom apps to automate tasks, scale content, tailor outputs to your brand. So I think as I really think that as a new brand, Jasper AI would be really useful to get off the ground and to create a lot of content. Now, Blue Mountain's really developed, and I don't know if you necessarily need all these, but it definitely would be helpful to help with content creation, and start really producing at scale content. But yeah, so that is Jasper AI. Let me go back to the homepage. So yeah, I think Jasper AI is a great tool to look at and to try out for Blue Mountain.